Hi everyone, Sandra Madaffrey here with another installment on seeds and brain health. And today we're going to be talking all about stress and how stress actually works contradictory to brain health and the ability to create neuroplasticity. Got my cheat sheet, so don't forget to tell you something. But it's really important to understand how the brain works first and foremost. So what happens is we actually have neurons, and at the end of the neurons, we've got what's called dendrites, and they're like branch-like little fibers. And in between one neuron and another neuron, we have what's called the synaptic gap. And what happens is whenever we're doing something or whenever we want to learn something new, we have signals that go through the neurons, through those dendrites, across the synaptic gap to another set of neurons. And when we learn something new, what happens is that we actually create a new pathway. And sometimes the new pathway is created by the actual, in the synaptic gap, by the actual chemicals or the actual signal going a different way. Sometimes we need to create new synaptic gaps as well. But what happens is that the better your brain health, the quicker this happens. So your ability for cognitive function is quicker. Your ability to be able to learn something is quicker. So when we're stressing, what happens is that we inhibit that. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of ways how that's inhibited. So every time we're stressing, we are releasing chemicals in our body, neurotransmitters, and they go through every single part of our body. They bathe every single cell, including the brain. So what happens is when you're stressing, we are releasing chemicals such as cortisol that are not good for brain health. And one of the reasons why they're not good is because, number one, it stops you from actually creating new neurons that you need in your body. So these neurotransmitters actually stop the ability for you to create new neurons. So these new pathways cannot be formed. It actually shrinks those dendrites, those little branch nerve endings at the end of the nerves as well, so that the signals can't be passed through quickly. It also does have a very detrimental effect on your synaptic gap. Cortisol interferes with the process of the synaptic gap being able to actually mold and change. Remember, our brains mold and change. They are flexible, they're plastic. So cortisol actually inhibits that ability for you to be able to actually not only change your brain, but to strengthen the parts of your brain that need to be strengthened in order for you to be able to function properly. It also causes inflammation. And doesn't only just cause it in your body, but it causes it in your brain as well. So it impairs neuroplasticity by causing the molecules of your brain to become inflamed. Chronic stress also changes the structure of your brain. It actually reduces the volume of your brain in certain regions. And the prefrontal cortex, which is here, which is crucial, okay, for decision-making, impulse control, is particularly vulnerable and can be slowed down or impaired by chronic stress. So cognitive function is also impaired. Unfortunately, those parts of our brain, which are attention, memory, problem solving, get impaired by too much stress. And that is so important, especially if you are a business owner, okay? It also increases anxiety and depression. Unfortunately, the inability to be able to create neuroplasticity and to have that cognitive function inhibits your ability to actually work through depression and anxiety as well. The other thing that it does, it actually impairs your ability for memory, the ability to be able to remember things and to form new memories. So you can see as we get older, that happens anyway because our brain ages, okay? One of the things that I spoke about in a previous video was about creating banks of the right neurotransmitters that can actually help prolong this. But unfortunately, chronic stress will actually counteract that very quickly. So really, really important, if you have a lot of stress in your life, to begin to look at things that can help you stress less. And over the next couple of installments, I am actually going to bring you some really great ways to actually stress less, things that you can implement easily without too much effort so that you can get your optimum brain health back up to where it needs to be. Thanks, guys.